Imagine having a remote control for your own biology, a way to send precise signals to specific cells, telling them exactly what to do and when to do it. That remote control already exists inside your body right now. And today we are going to show you exactly how it works. Welcome back to Longevity Lab Research. If you watched our last video, you already know what peptides are, these tiny but incredibly powerful molecular messengers that your body produces naturally. But knowing what they are is just the beginning. The real question, the one that researchers around the world are obsessed with right now, is how do they actually work? How does something so small have such a profound effect on the human body? That is exactly what we are breaking down today. And I promise you, once you understand this, you will never look at your body the same way again. Here is something that most people never think about. Your body is not one thing. It is trillions of individual cells, each one a living, breathing, decision-making unit. And for your body to function, for your heart to beat your muscles, to move your immune system to fight, all those trillions of cells need to communicate with each other constantly. Think about a massive corporation with offices in every city around the world. For that corporation to function, messages need to travel between offices constantly. Some messages are urgent, some are routine, some carry critical instructions that need to be followed immediately. Without that communication system, the whole corporation falls apart. Your body works exactly the same way. And peptides are the messages. Every second of every day, your body is producing thousands of different peptide messages, each one carrying specific instructions to specific cells. Some tell immune cells to activate, some tell muscle cells to repair, some tell fat cells to release stored energy, some regulate your sleep cycle, others control your hunger signals. This is not theory. This is your biology happening right now as you watch this video. Now, let's talk about how these messages actually get delivered, because this is where it gets really fascinating. Every cell in your body has thousands of receptors on its surface. These receptors are incredibly specific, each one designed to receive a particular type of signal. Scientists often describe this as a lock and key system. The receptor is the lock, the peptide is the key, and only the right key opens the right lock. When a peptide finds its matching receptor and binds to it, something remarkable happens. The receptor changes shape. And that shape change triggers a cascade of events inside the cell. It might activate certain genes. It might trigger the production of specific proteins. It might switch certain cellular processes on or off. Here is what makes this so extraordinary. One single peptide binding to one single receptor can change the behavior of an entire cell, and one cell changing its behavior can influence neighboring cells. And those cells can influence others. A single molecular signal can ripple through your entire biology like a stone dropped in still water. This is why researchers are so fascinated by peptides. They are not blunt instruments. They are precision tools, incredibly specific, incredibly targeted. And because of that specificity, the potential applications in biological research are almost limitless. Now here is something that hits very close to home for a lot of people watching this. What happens when the peptide communication system starts to break down? As we age, and this is one of the most significant findings in longevity research, our bodies naturally produce fewer and fewer of certain peptides. The ones responsible for cellular repair become less abundant. The ones that regulate growth hormone production slow down. The ones involved in immune function become less efficient. The ones that control inflammation start losing their effectiveness. And you feel it. You feel it in your recovery time after exercise. You feel it in your energy levels. You feel it in your sleep quality. You feel it in the way your body handles stress differently than it did 10 years ago. This decline is not inevitable in the way we once thought. And this is the heart of what makes peptide research so exciting right now. Scientists are discovering that many of the changes we associate with normal aging are actually the result of specific communication breakdowns, specific peptide signals that are no longer being sent at the levels they once were. The research question, and this is still very much an active area of investigation, is whether restoring or supplementing certain peptide signals can influence how the body ages at a cellular level. We do not have all the answers yet, but the early research is genuinely compelling, and the scientific community's interest in this area has never been greater. So, where does science currently stand on all of this? The honest answer is that we are in a genuinely exciting but still early phase of understanding. Some areas of peptide research are incredibly well established. GLP-1 peptides, the class that includes compounds like semaglutide, have been studied in some of the largest clinical trials in modern medicine. The mechanisms are well understood, the effects are well documented. The safety profile has been established across hundreds of thousands of patients. Other areas are much earlier in the research pipeline. Compounds like BPC-157, which has shown remarkable results in animal models for tissue repair, are still waiting for the large-scale human trials that would give us the kind of certainty that GLP-1 research now provides. And then there is the exciting frontier of longevity peptides, compounds like epiphalon and GHK-Cu, where the mechanistic research is fascinating, but the human evidence is still limited. At Longevity Lab Research, our commitment is to track all of this honestly, to celebrate what the science actually shows, to be clear about what we know and what we are still learning, and to cut through the hype that unfortunately surrounds a lot of this space. Because the real science, when you look at it clearly, is already more exciting than any of the exaggerated claims you see online. If this video helped you understand something about your own biology that you did not understand before, that is exactly why we built this channel. We believe that when people understand how their bodies actually work, at a cellular level, at a molecular level, they make better decisions. They ask better questions. They become better advocates for their own health. Next week, we are going deep on one of the most researched and talked about compounds in the entire peptide space, BPC-157, what the animal studies actually show, what the limited human data suggests, and what the scientific community genuinely thinks about its potential. If you want to be part of that conversation, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you have questions about anything we covered today, drop them in the comments. I personally read every single one. We will see you next week. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. All compounds discussed are referenced from published scientific research. Nothing in this video constitutes medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making any health decisions.